Wilbur got his name when Gino first saw him in 2011 and thought to himself, "What a pig." From then on, he was called Wilbur. Gino was able to find him again at the beginning of the rut in 2012, but he disappeared before the hunt was started. In 2013, Scott took some amazing footage of him in velvet. We spent numerous days trying to relocate him for the early hunts, but once again he had disappeared. Finally, just days before the late hunt started, Jay and Luke spotted him. They captured some great footage of him, but never saw him again that year. Early September 2014, while scouting, Jay snuck in to get a look at a bugling bull. Wouldn't you know, it was Wilbur. Unfortunately, the rut from 2013 and somewhat dry conditions of 2014 had taken a toll. His antlers had not reached full potential. Gino's archery hunter elected to take this footage with his cell phone instead of shooting him. In July of 2015, we were able to pick him up in one of his old haunts. He was a giant, typical 6-point, and he didn't carry the small kicker that he traditionally had in the past. We were so excited to see that he had recovered from 2014. This year he had exploded with mass and length. Phillip decided Wilbur was a bull he would like to hunt, but he wouldn't be able to get out for 5 more days. For 3 days we watched and filmed Wilbur for fear that he would disappear again. on day 4, our worst fears were confirmed. He was nowhere to be seen. Finally, on day 5, Phillip was here ready to hunt, and we headed out, hoping to lay our eyes on him just one last time.
That bull's gonna surprise you guys.
After what seemed to be the longest sunrise ever, we finally found him, and the hunt was on.
That's the bull. It's right on that ridge right there. You follow the ridge line. It kind of steps up. Right there. Follow the ridge. He's right at the bend. He's popping for it there. he's bigger. Oh my gosh. Bill?
He's popping 410.
Congrats, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Good shot.
You guys. It's a good one.
Look at the beams you can barely touch.
Wow.
You're not gonna find a 336. No.
That's the prettiest one I ever seen. And I've seen a 410 before, and this one blows it away.
This is July the 22nd, and this is the bull that A3 has been looking at for a few years, and I was the recipient of the statewide tag and came out and looked for this bull in the velvet, and there were some other bulls that we considered and thought that this one would be a good one, and when he's on the ground he really grew. So it's 436 is our initial measurement on it. Been hunting bulls for a long time, and this is by far the biggest bull that I've killed, and it's a 6x6, which makes it even more special that it's a typical 6. But the guys did a great job in keeping up with the bull till I could get here, and then we came out this morning and found him early, got him about 5:45, and he just turned out to be much more than we expected.
He just killed an absolute giant typical. Straight 6. We scored him just over 436 inches. There's not a lot to say about him other than he's absolutely as big as we ever dreamed of. He's over 20 on his front end, 27 on his royal, a 55 and a 65-inch beam. He's 40 on the frame, and his mass was 34, 35, somewhere in there, maybe a little more. Just unbelievable, and I want to just thank Phillip for trusting us with his tag and the team that we have together, and can't wait to do it again here in about a month.
That's right.
We're going to kill another giant in a month, and thanks, Phillip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It got me into a good position to shoot. It wasn't. I had my Gunworks 7 mag ready for a long shot if I had to take it, but it was just over 200 yards, so not a long shot. But took him down with one shot.
And just unbelievable, the history we have with this bull. Jed actually picked him up this year. This has been one of the hardest bulls to keep track of that we've tried to follow. The amount of man hours. This wasn't a bull found by trail camera. This was a bull that was only found with boots on the ground glassing. Jed picked him up this year and has been sitting on him, so thank you, Jed. Gino had this bull, almost run him over last year. And Luke has, Luke's been all over him too. Jay filmed him at 20-25 yards for 15-20 minutes last year. So he's a bull we have a lot of history with. We actually got a shed off him, but he was just too good to pass up.
That's
and
right.
We've been waiting, and Phillip was probably stomping his foot a little bit, just patiently, and found him last week, and he's everything we ever dreamed of.
That's right.
He's a giant. So.